All right, let's take you live where Premier Doug Ford is speaking to reporters in the Ottawa area this morning. Let's have a listen live.
I think it's been noticed that there's a Mark Saunders sign on your lawn.
Yes.
Can you speak about why you're supporting him, and are you now going to endorse him? And do you wish you'd maybe talked more throughout the race about why you think he specifically is the right choice for Toronto?
Well, I've always said I'm staying out of the race, and I have the right, like anyone else, to put a sign on my lawn. I put Mark's sign on my lawn. I'm proud to have his sign on the lawn. But again, I tell everyone I'll be voting for Mark, but vote whoever you want to vote for. That's your choice. That's not up to me or anyone else to tell you who to vote for. That's just my opinion. He'd be the best mayor.
Hi, Colton Parrell, CTV Ottawa. Today, your government is starting their appeal of Bill 124. We've seen yesterday the CMAJ said our ERs are in crisis across the province. Here in the Ottawa region, there are ER doctors calling for the removal of the health minister for the lack of progress that have been made. We know that nursing unions say by removing Bill 124, which was deemed unconstitutional, it would improve the situation in our hospitals. Why is your government, in spite of all of these calls from medical experts and professionals, choosing to continue their appeal?
Well, I can't make a comment since it's in front of the courts, but what I will comment about what they were mentioning. This government has put more money into healthcare than any government ever in the history of this province. There's 3,100 additional beds since we've taken office, additional 3,000 beds. There's 50 projects totaling $50 billion that no other government's ever done. So 50 projects around the province. You're either getting a new hospital or you're getting an expansion on hospital. And as for the nurses, we set a record in bringing on new nurses, over 12,000 last year. That's from the College of Nurses that gave us that report. We have over 30,000 nurses in the hopper to join the front lines. I think the world of the nurses, and we're giving them everything we have, not mentioning the 8,000 doctors that have come on board, not to mention the new medical school that we're putting in place in Brampton. And I could go on for the next half an hour of everything that we've done for health. Again, there's no government in the history of Ontario, I'll go by the numbers, that has put more into healthcare than we have.
Despite that, though, the crisis remains, and according to health experts, the decision your government is making is actively worsening the problem. So you may not be able to speak about what is happening directly inside the courts, but you can speak to the reason that your government is choosing to do something they say will actively make it worse. Well, why are you appealing Bill 124?
Let's be fair here. You're talking on behalf of the union. The union's always going to speak that way. I just rattled off half a dozen things that we're improving healthcare. We're making sure that we have community healthcare clinics, surgical clinics all around Ontario. That's what we're doing. We're alleviating the burden off the backs of the hospitals. Isn't it amazing how the OMA and Ontario Medical Association is saying that was the right decision? The Ontario Hospital Association, all the CEOs of hospitals, saying that's the right decision. When I talk to numerous orthopedic surgeons, they're saying that's the right decision. So we're investing into healthcare to a tune of $81 billion. We're going to continue to invest in healthcare.
Bonjour, Premier. Frédéric with Radio-Canada. I want to hear you on paramedics. I don't know if Mr. Sutcliffe was having this discussion with you earlier today. There's a need for more paramedics in Ottawa. They are losing 500 hours every day waiting in hospitals, for transfer of patients. Hospitals are having a hard time. Paramedics are also having a hard time, and they want the province to invest in hiring new paramedics. So anything to say about that? How can your government help this situation?
Well, first of all, the mayor's been a great partner. He called me right away, and we had a discussion, put him in touch with the team. So Ottawa recently received a top-up in funding of $2.6 million through the dedicated offload nurses program, which was expanded beyond nurses last year to allow for more paramedics, physician assistants, and respiratory therapists to assist with the patient offload. Our understanding is that $800,000 was not used. That's fine, they'll use it sometime, but it wasn't used. Ottawa also received $53 million for their land ambulance service grant. And we'll match anything the city puts in, and that goes for every single city. We'll go for 50-50 on anything moving forward, but they did get an increase, a top-up of $2.6 million, that there's still $800,000 there. I can pass it over to the mayor and he can make a comment if he likes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you, Premier.
Thank you.
Okay, we've been listening to remarks from Premier Doug Ford, of course, in Canada this morning, talking in a couple of cases about the Bill 124 appeal that's happening at the Ontario Superior Court as the province is appealing a decision on that bill about the wage caps in the province. And also talking about Mark Saunders saying he didn't want to endorse him, but then saying, I think he'd make the best mayor of the city, but you can vote for whoever you want to vote for. So that was the Premier in Ottawa.